Thank you so much for supporting this WIN event. This is actually the second installment of our Pink Rose Month, which is obviously recognizing Breast Cancer Awareness Month. As we said in the original email, we are doing a different facet of ourselves each week. And the focus for this week is our mental facet. We didn't want to go too deep with mental because it can go deep. So we decided to stick with a topic each of us can identify with, which is body image. All of us have been concerned about body image at one time or another, and it can affect us heavily. So, especially our mental. So in this workshop, we're going to learn some ways to correct that thinking. And then hopefully those ideas or those ways we can use in other areas of our mental. Um, so to do this, we do have to introduce our expert for the day, which is Shantae Coles, also known as Coach Tay. She is a certified holistic nutrition coach, and she's always been, as far as I'm concerned, the go-to for health since I've known her, which is pretty much my whole life. And she actually practices what she preaches, so I'm excited that she's doing this for us. Before I turn it over to her, I want to say a few things, just a few housekeeping things. One, for the workbook, there is a workbook. I tried to send it out with crew links, and I thought I was going to do an email, but I guess it didn't do it, or I might not have done it correctly because crew links is new to me. So it is in the chat. If you just scroll up in the chat, there is a way to download it. It is a PDF. Also, I sent an update of the actual event. So if you, through email or Outlook, so if you go to your calendar and click on the actual event, the workshop, it should have updated to where it has the workbook attached. So if you want to download it now, you can, just to follow through with it, but she's going to go over everything that's in it. There are a few things at the end that you might want for later, but like me, I print everything out so I can write notes. So if that's how you are, you might want to go ahead and do that. Also, I'm going to mute everyone during the workshop so that we don't have any interruptions. But if you do have any questions for Coach Tay later, I'll be monitoring the chat. So if you have those questions, just add those there. And then towards the end of the meeting or the workshop, I'll just give them to her. No, sorry, we had a message. If there's any issues, if you can't hear us, if there's some technical difficulties, put that in the chat as well, okay? Once again, thank you for attending, and I will pass it to you.
All right. Thank you so much for that introduction. Thank you so much for everyone for taking time out of your day and joining us today. I'm going to make this fun and informative for you. I hope we don't have any technical difficulties. We all know how technology can be, so hopefully we'll be okay. Chelsea, I see you kind of freezing up a little bit. I'm hoping that's you and not me.
I just turned my camera off. That was me.
Okay. All right, so we're going to get started. I'm going to share my screen here. All right, so to begin, we are just going to discuss some simple yet very powerful strategies for losing weight. But before we do that, we're going to discuss body image and self-love, because guess what? It's all connected, right? Before I start, there are a little bit of things I want to cover as far as the disclaimer. So I'm not a doctor. I'm a certified holistic nutrition coach. And besides, doctors don't even give away this type of information, right? But this presentation and the advice given is for the purpose of educating you and empowering you with knowledge so that you can make informed decisions for yourself, of course, with the help of your doctor. So my advice is not intended to take the place of your doctor. So now that we got that out of the way, let's dive right in. So what is body image? Body image refers to how we think, feel, and act towards our body. It consists of many different perceptual, attitudinal, and behavioral components. A negative body image can cause so many negative outcomes. Some are listed here on the screen, like depression and low self-esteem. It can cause anxiety, suicidal thoughts even. It can reduce your physical activity where you don't want to do anything. You just kind of want to lay down and sleep. social isolation. It goes on and on. So, what is the science saying about all of this? There was a 2001 scientific report that I found on body image, and the stats were very interesting. For adult women in this study, they did a study of about 50,000 adult women, and 60% of them thought that they were too fat. They were very self-conscious about their weight, and 20% of them thought they were unattractive because of it. And nearly 70% of the adult women in this report said that they withdrew from activities because they felt, well, I'm too fat to put that outfit on, or I'm too fat. I just don't feel like going out with my girlfriends tonight. I just don't feel attractive. So those are some very heavy statistics. Overall, more than half of the people in this study had issues with being self-conscious. And I've met and talked to a lot of women over the years. It's very common. And this really just shows up. It just kind of hits you right in the face how people truly feel about themselves. And some people put on, a facade as if they're very confident when in fact they have, certain feelings about themselves. So what about the media? What's the media's influence on this whole body image thing? So you think that the media can have a negative influence on how we feel overall about ourselves? You bet it can. I recall looking at Beyonce once and saying to myself, she's perfect. What I didn't know or realize at the time was how very imperfect she is. All of us have flaws, but it makes us unique. It makes us uniquely beautiful, actually, is what I should say. So don't let the media fool you. In fact, a good deal of experimental research has shown that the media can actually cause people to feel crappy about themselves. And it'll leave you asking yourself, well, what's wrong with me? Where did I go wrong? The media is full of promoting unrealistic ideals about what our bodies should look like in order to be considered attractive according to a standard that they have set. And basically, our biology, these ideals are largely unattainable. Most bodies can't even go down to a size 2. Okay, most of us have bodies that are meant to be larger than the cultural or societal ideals. Okay, so people shouldn't buy into the mantra that thin is synonymous with beauty, popularity, and success, because if you do, then you're going to be left unhappy, ashamed, and feel somewhat alone. So having a positive body image is very important because people with a positive body image will generally have a higher level of physical and psychological health and feel a better personal development. They can develop better as a person. Overall, your self-image, your self-esteem, your self-acceptance is going to affect every single thing that you do. So what do you do to attain a more realistic and healthy view of your body? Well, on the screen, I have a few tips here that can help. Just starting at the top there, focus on positive qualities about yourself, your talents, your skills. Learn to accept yourself as you are. Say positive things to yourself every single day. Look in the mirror and say, I am beautiful. Focus on what your body can do because we are wonderfully made. We are wonderfully made. The body is amazing, and we should appreciate and respect all that it can do. Set positive health-related focused goals rather than weight-related goals. And I really like this one because coming up, teenager, young adult, young woman, I always focused on weight loss goals instead of focusing on just becoming a more healthy person. So if we focus more on the health, then we'll feel, ourselves less pressured about this weight loss thing. The weight will come off. Lastly, you want to avoid making body comparisons, and that's something that we all are guilty of. Everyone is unique, and differences are what makes a person special. So we should admire our own beauty because all of us are beautiful. We should admire our own beauty while still admiring the beauty of others, but not comparing ourselves with them. Now we're going to do a little shift. So it's all connected, right? Our self-image, the way we feel about ourselves, it's all connected. And if we want to lose weight, if we want to be healthy, we first got to address how we truly feel about ourselves. We have to love ourselves because getting healthy is a form of self-love. Okay. So have you really thought about your overall goals for losing weight? Remember, it's not all about weight, right? Like I said, your health should be the number one concern because the real deal is just keeping it real. Being overweight is a symptom of being unhealthy. Let's say that one more time. Being overweight or having any issues with your weight is a symptom of being unhealthy. So once we get healthy, our weight is going to drop off. It's automatic. It's going to happen. So attain better health, you will attain that goal weight of yours. So ask yourself the questions on the screen. Take some time, think about it. You guys were given a workbook. Chelsea has said that some of you may have had some trouble getting that workbook, so don't worry about it. In your personal time, go over these questions. If you have a personal journal, ask yourself these questions and answer them realistically. Don't worry about anybody seeing your answers. This is personal for you. And you look back on this 3 or 4 months from now and you see your growth, or you'll see you're still in the same place. But at least you have taken the time to set some goals for yourself. It'll always be there to remind you that you have work to do. Okay, so now in order to meet your goals, you got to put some strategies in place. With regard to getting healthy and losing weight, there are many proven strategies out there. We are bombarded with all the different things we can do to lose weight. But I've outlined my top 4 because I have seen these strategies work. They're simple, yet very effective. The first one is getting rid of sugar. Now, that one may seem simple, but really it's not because sugar is in everything. It's like literally in everything. Salad dressings, they even put it in medications and vitamins. So it is everywhere. But if you can get rid of the sugar and really lower the amount that you consume, it is very effective. Why is sugar a problem? Why is sugar so unhealthy? Well, first of all, it's very addictive and it does all sorts of things in your body. When you consume too much sugar, you're going to have a higher blood pressure. You're going to produce inflammation in your body, gaining weight, of course, diabetes, fatty liver disease. They're all linked to heart attack and stroke. So it's like a domino effect. And here's a big one. If you look at the last bullet point on the screen here, cancer. Did you all know that we lose about 600,000 people a year to cancer? Every single year, this horrible disease takes family members, co-workers away from us. What is something that cancer does? It feeds on sugar. Cancer feeds on sugar. And not just cancer, but viruses and bacteria, they all feed on sugar. So when you have high blood sugar, which is caused by many factors, but the biggest is consuming that sugar within our diet. It starts this vicious cycle that drives up inflammatory markers in our body. Our blood vessels get all inflamed and it activates our immune system to start repairing these areas that have been damaged by inflammation. And of course, you have no idea all of this is going on in your body. You're going about your day, wondering why your arm is hurting or why your leg is hurting all of a sudden. While in your body, this cascade of events is taking place. It's a major distraction for your immune system when you take in all this sugar. And what happens is with your immune system being distracted, it kind of paves the way for the bacteria and the viruses to slip through our body's defenses. And there we get sick. So if given the choice, your body, if given the choice of choosing between sugar or anything else as a fuel source, your body is always 100% always going to prefer sugar as the fuel source. That's why we crave it so. This means in order to burn fat, you have to make sure that you get rid of the sugar, because if you're taking in all this sugar, your body's just going to burn it, and it's not burning the fat that you wish to burn. It's just burning what you ate. Our body is supposed to have about 1 teaspoon of sugar in our bloodstream. Do you know about, on average, how much sugar you're consuming per day? You would only know that if you read every single food package, everything that you consume throughout the day. You'd have to read those ingredients. You would have to do the conversion to figure out how many, take the grams into teaspoons, because we speak in terms of teaspoons, right? Not grams. I got an example for you here. Okay. All right. A 12-ounce can, and I hope you all can see this. This is just a little glass jar. Chelsea, can you guys see this? Because I can't see myself.
Yep, we can see it.
All right. And this is a teaspoon, measurement teaspoon. Right here, I got a jar of sugar. A 12-ounce can of Coke is 39 grams. 39 grams of sugar. Well, how many teaspoons of that is that? That's about 9 teaspoons. Okay. So how much is 9 teaspoons? Well, let me see if I can do this without getting sugar all over my desk. Okay. 9 teaspoons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 teaspoons in your Coke or your Mountain Dew. And that's 12 ounces. If you're drinking a 16 ounce, or if you're drinking 2 a day on top of everything else that you're consuming throughout the day. Let's say you have a soda first thing in the morning. Okay. Okay, that's your 9 teaspoons. Or if you stop at Dunkin' Donuts and you get that pumpkin latte, which is 55 grams, that's almost what, 13 teaspoons? Way more than this. Okay, let's say you do that. And then for lunch, you decide to have a salad because you knew you messed up with the soda. So you decide to have salad for lunch. So I got me this beautiful salad for lunch, and I decide, well, I'm going to use fat-free dressing here today. I got this raspberry vinaigrette. It's fat-free, must be good for me, right? Well, not if you turn it over and read the total sugars in here is 10 grams. Guess what? 10 grams is 2.5 teaspoons of sugar. 1, 2, and let's just do a half. So you might as well take your green salad and dump the sugar on top of it, because that's basically what you've done by consuming this so-called healthy salad dressing. See how sneaky it is? You see how it sneaks up on us? Sugar is very sneaky. If you can lower sugar by reading food labels, you will have a major improvement in your overall health and your weight will start to drop. That is a fact. Okay, so that's a big one. The next one is insulin. What is insulin? First of all, some folks may be saying, well, many of you may already know it's a hormone, but what is its job? Well, it regulates the metabolism of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. And it serves as the key, so to speak, to open the cells to allow glucose to enter. Now, what is glucose? We use the word glucose, or we can call it sugar. It's the same thing. Okay, it's the exact same thing. So I'm going to use that word interchangeably here. Sugar, glucose, same thing. That's what it is. So glucose comes from carbohydrates. Bread, pasta, rice, of course, cakes, cookies, donuts, candy, chips, popcorn. When you eat, your body takes this food, it combines it with all these acids and enzymes, and it breaks down this food and produces this glucose or this sugar that your body is going to take down to your intestines, where it's going to be absorbed, and then it passes into your bloodstream. Now, here is where the problems begin. Once this sugar is in your blood, your pancreas is going to release insulin. That's its job. Its job is to grab hold of all the glucose or the sugar and to get it out of your bloodstream, because your body knows that the longer that sugar stays in your blood, you're going to get sick. you're going to experience pain. Your blood vessels are going to get inflamed. It's just a bad situation. So your body is activated immediately to get the sugar out of your bloodstream. Now, what happens when you consume too much sugar? Your body releases more insulin. And guess what? The body does not like too much insulin, and it does not like too much sugar in the blood. So now you got two problems on your hand. Remember that 9 teaspoons of soda? That was a problem. So every time you consume something like that, you are really making your body work overtime. That pancreas is working overtime. And what makes a diabetic a diabetic? Over time, that pancreas gets tired. It gets tired of doing that hard work of trying to keep all that sugar out of your blood by releasing all that insulin. And finally, sometimes it gives out. It stops. And then diabetics have to take in insulin, and that creates a whole world of additional health problems. All of us may have diabetics in our family. We ourselves may be a diabetic or a pre-diabetic. And that is something that is plaguing our country, is diabetes. And the reason is because people don't understand what they're eating and how it is affecting their overall health. But there are things that you can do, ladies. There are things that you can do. There are strategies that you can put in place to start saving yourself. Insulin is a big thing. Learn as much as you can about insulin, okay? Because that's a hormone that really affects overall weight loss. There are other hormones that factor in, but insulin is a big one. One thing that you can do that you can start implementing tomorrow is intermittent fasting. And you may have heard about it. It is huge right now. Intermittent fasting is just when you switch between periods of eating and non-eating, and it's done on a schedule. And unlike a diet, okay, it's not telling you what to eat, even though what you eat really matters. Intermittent fasting focuses on when to eat. So fasting acts kind of like a trigger, and it sends off this metabolic switch and forces the body to burn, guess what? The glucose, the sugar that you've consumed. Your body is forced to burn it when you're fasting. It will not store it because the body has all these features and functions that have to keep going. It needs energy. It's going to seek it from somewhere. If you're constantly eating and you're constantly firing off that insulin, your body never gets an opportunity to burn fat. It is going to burn just what you're eating, okay? It's just going to burn the sugar and everything that you're eating. And not only is intermittent fasting wonderful for losing weight, it helps to lower type 2 diabetes. It will improve overall heart health, and it reduces the risk of cancer and other diseases. And fasting allows the body just to overall stabilize that insulin, and it keeps everything nice and low. Blood sugar, everything nice and low. And it's really good for the gut. I actually started implementing intermittent fasting in my personal life because gut issues is something that I've been plagued with my whole life. And ever since I have started intermittent fasting, my gut is thanking me for it. I feel so much better. I'm more regular now. It is amazing if you suffer with any gut issues, constipation, anything like that. Each one of my coaching programs that I have, I make sure that fasting is at the core of each program because I know that it's backed by science and I know it works. It's proven itself time and time again. So educate yourself on the facts surrounding intermittent fasting before trying it, because it can be a little tricky, okay, without the proper information. There are factors to consider for sure. Electrolyte imbalances, how to properly break a fast, what's safe to eat during a fast so that you don't mess up. If you're interested in learning more about this and maybe perhaps implementing this amazing strategy along with other things to help you finally reach your weight loss goals, please reach out to me. Contact me through my website and schedule a free health discovery call. When you visit the website, go to the wellness resources page, and then there's a free download there for you ladies, the free intermittent fasting guide. It'll get you started. It'll give you just enough information, what you need to get started, to know everything that will help you to start tomorrow if you want. Okay. So let's move on to another weight loss strategy. And we don't need to spend too much time here, right? We all know that we don't move enough. We got to get moving. We need regular exercise. It is there to help us improve our muscle strength and boost our endurance. Exercise is going to deliver oxygen and nutrients to your cardiovascular system. Don't you feel better when you exercise? I know I do. I feel better when I exercise. I struggle to get up in the morning to do it, but after I'm done, the rest of my day, the tone has been set. It's an amazing day afterwards. And I'm able to handle stress a little bit better is what I notice about myself. So get moving, make time. You may have to, be a little slick, I should say, about how you implement exercise into your day. Maybe you're a super busy person. You spend a lot of time at work. You get off, you get home, you got to cook dinner, you got a family. Life is busy, but you have to pull out some minutes for yourself. That's good for your mental also. Going on that walk, taking in nature, creation. It's so soothing and healing, and it's important for you. You don't have to get out there and try to run 2 miles. You can go for a nice walk at a nice stride. That's exercise. Break it up. Take your lunch break, eat your lunch, and then go for a walk. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, something. Do something. Just get moving. And then this is another one that we take for granted, and that's getting adequate rest. Adequate rest. Some folks don't even realize how important sleep is for losing weight. A lack of sleep can negatively change your hormones. It can increase a hormone called cortisol. That's stress hormone. And that keeps a lot of people from losing weight if that is there, okay? So it can even increase your appetite and an appetite for unhealthy foods, that is. And it affects your ability to think clearly, and it jacks up your mood. Your whole mood is messed up when you don't sleep well. So sleep should be considered essential along with your diet and your physical exercise. Fat burning is activated when you're asleep. Everything slows down, your breathing, your heart rate, everything slows down. And when that happens, it's like your body system says, okay, she's resting. It's time to burn some of this fat because she did everything she was supposed to do today. She didn't drink that soda. Let's take some fat off the hips. Your body does what it's supposed to do. We just have to do what we're supposed to do in order to help it. Sleep is important. Do not pass on sleep. You can do everything right. Diet, exercise, but if you're missing this vital piece, if you're missing sleep, your efforts are not going to reap the results that you want. You might lose a little bit here and a little bit there, but it's not going to be the amazing results that you're hoping for. You got to get good rest. So we got some tips here on the screen to help you. A big one for me was turning that TV off. As a matter of fact, I took the TV out of my bedroom. It's not in my bedroom anymore. Keep it quiet, keep it dark and comfortable, nice and cool. Make sure you have a great pillow. Turn off electronic devices before bed, at least 30 minutes. Allow your brain and your eyes time to do what they need to do to reset and get you in that sleep mode. And definitely you want to avoid heavy meals before bed. I counsel my clients to cut off meals by 8 o'clock, at least 8 o'clock. If you're eating past 8 o'clock, you're setting yourself up for disaster. I would suggest highly that if you're so busy that you can't get dinner until you look at the clock and it's 8:30, 9 o'clock, skip dinner. Skip dinner because all you're doing is eating. And when you go to bed, that food, your body is just going to be digesting food. Okay, she ate late. We got some food to digest. We don't have time to burn no fat. We got to get this food digested. You're putting a lot of stress on your body and you're not going to lose weight. So cut off that eating time 2 to 3 hours before bed to allow your food to digest before going to bed. So why do you need a health coach? Well, I definitely had one myself. I've had two years ago, and I didn't know that it was going to take me down this path. A coach is a very valuable tool that you can benefit from. That's your advocate your cheerleader, someone in your corner cheering you on. Having a health coach is like having that person to take the confusion out of everything for you. They're there to do the work, give you the advice, give you the feedback, honest feedback, that is. The coach helps you figure it out, okay? You don't have to be alone in this. And I'm a holistic coach, so I look at everything, stress, sleep, not just diet. I'm not here just to help people lose weight. I'm here to help people get it all together, because all of those components lead to better health. I help my clients create goals by looking at what stage and where they are. I like to meet them where they are and not try to put them where I want them to be. I want to find out what your goals are, see where you are. We work with you from there and then take you where you want to be. It's about self-discovery. A health coach is just there to kind of lead and kind of put the pieces together for you. So if you're ready for a journey, by all means, please reach out to me on my website by going to the contacts page and just sending me a message, and we'll talk. So last, I want you all to reflect on some of the things that I've said today. I want you to create an empowering self-love affirmation for yourself. I love myself, and I'm going to do great today. Whatever it is, just create something positive for yourself. Clarify your weight loss goals. In the workbook, it talks about SMART goals. You don't want to just say, I want to lose weight. It's more to it than that. It has to be. What is the pathway to losing this weight? Why do you want to lose weight? You have to answer all of those questions. And then by all means, start to implement some of these strategies. If 4 is too much for you, start with 1. And if I had to pick 1 out of all of them, I would say intermittent fasting, part of getting that insulin down, because that is something that completely changed my life. And I can speak on it from a personal point of view, so I know that it works. So that is the end of my presentation, ladies. I want to take this opportunity, save the last minutes here for you to ask any questions, or maybe some of you were already posting your questions in the chat. So I'd like to go ahead and address some of those if we can.
I didn't see any questions. I haven't seen any yet. So I just came up with some myself.
Good, good. Don't be shy, y'all. Don't be shy. Ask away. I'm an open book.
Please don't. and as she said, she keeps it real. She has no problem telling you.
No, I don't. I don't. And the thing is, sometimes I notice that people kind of hold back in groups. They hold back in groups. So that's where that one-on-one is. If you want a one-on-one, I'm giving you some time for free. Just go to my website, schedule that one-on-one time with me. My schedule is there on the site. If you want to learn more, if you have questions about you specifically, something that will help you specific. Maybe you don't want to speak out in the group. So catch me one-on-one.
Right, true. So I'm actually pulling some. Oh, okay. Wait.
Hi, it's
Question,
Michelle.
fire away.
I wanted to ask about people that suffer from acid reflux and what types of foods you should eat and shouldn't eat. I mean, I do. I mean, my doctor already told me, but it's kind of hard because I'm originally from the Caribbean. I like spicy food. So
yeah,
I said no already, chocolate and coffee. So I wanted you to talk a little bit about acid reflux.
So acid reflux is actually something that can be resolved pretty easy. Do you keep a food journal?
No, no.
I would start with that. First of all, you have to know exactly which foods are setting you off. And if your body is set off by one particular food, unfortunately, you're going to have to cut that food from your diet. But you have to know which food it is that's setting you off, that's causing that reflux situation that you have. As far as taking medication, a prescribed medication, if you and your doctor have decided that's what you need to do, then make sure you work with your doctor on that. But if you fix the diet, I promise you will not need the prescribed medication. But you got to find out which foods are firing you off which foods specifically. And the only way you will do that is if you become an intuitive eater. You have to know exactly what your body is telling you, because your body is telling you, "Hey, I don't like it. Please stop giving me that." But then you like the way it tastes, right? So you got to listen to your body, but the only way you'll know is with that journal. So start that food journal as soon as possible. I saw some questions, some other questions.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh yeah, the questions lit up, honey.
Oh, yes, that's what I'm talking
Okay.
about.
So this one's from Ebony. Hi, Ebony. It
Hi,
says,
Ebony.
what is the best intermittent schedule? That's a good question. I like that one.
Ebony, that is a wonderful question, and that would depend on your lifestyle. When you go to my website, you're going to see on the wellness page several different types of intermittent fasting. The one that seems to be the most popular is the 16-8. Basically, you're fasting for 16 hours and then you're eating between an 8-hour window. Now, keep in mind, some of that 16 hours you're going to be resting. So it's not like you got to go a whole day wide awake without food. So you're going to be sleeping through the night. So check out the 16-8, but definitely you want to go with what works for your life schedule, and you base the time on, what works for you. Like, for example, when I first started with intermittent fasting, I would start eating at 11 o'clock in the morning. So I'd skip breakfast. I would do 11 o'clock lunch. And then from 11 o'clock until 7 o'clock, that's when I had to get lunch and dinner. I do 2 meals a day. I don't do the 3. I skip breakfast. I do lunch at 11, and then I don't snack at all, because every time I snack, I know that's going to trigger insulin. And then I have my dinner around between 5 and 6:30. I have my dinner. By 7, I'm starting my app, my timer, because I use an app to help me keep up with the time. And I'm going to not put nothing in my mouth until 11 o'clock the very next day. So that's an example of 16-8. But figure out what works for you, Ebony.
Awesome. Next question, Kim with the Masters. What are your thoughts on diet sodas? Ooh.
Oh, I got to sit up on this one. That's a good one, because I was a diet soda drinker. As a matter of fact, I thought that I was doing good by drinking diet soda. But what I failed to realize is that sugar goes by many names. Okay, many names. So the soda industry got really, really sneaky, because the government came down on them about the country getting fat because of soda. So the government came down on them. They came up with a sneaky way to allow us to still drink soda and tell us, oh, but it doesn't have any sugar in it. But it has something worse: sucralose, dextrose, and all these chemically made sugars that do something to your brain and makes you crave for it. It will keep you where you're at. If you're drinking diet soda, it's not going to allow you to progress onto bigger and better things with your health. It's going to keep you where you're at, because it's going to make you crave food. It's going to make you crave unhealthy food. These are chemicals that they're using in the place of real sugar. Okay, so diet sodas is a big no. One every now and then is not going to kill you, but it's not something you should be drinking every single day, for sure.
Ooh, that was deep. Okay, so the next one's from Dana. Hi, Dana. And
Hi,
it
Dana.
says, here's one. Do you have anything specific to recommend to older women? I'm 58 and I'm tired and struggle with sleeping. I do need to get rid of sugar, and boy, is that hard.
Oh, my darling, I'm telling you, I'm 46, so I'm starting to get there, Dana. I'm getting there, so I know exactly. As a matter of fact, I was looking for my fan before this, and I'm like, I'm going to have one of them hot flash things. So we can't stop that. That's our hormones doing what they do. However, there are things that you can do. Get rid of the sugar. Number one, your body is fighting to keep you healthy, but it's also trying to handle the sugar at the same time. If you get rid of the sugar, that is going to be probably the biggest thing that you can do. Intermittent fasting is going to be a big thing for you to help you to conquer those hormones, because that's all it is. Your hormones are out of whack, and that's keeping you up at night. So if you do those two things, tailor the sugar, intermittent fasting, you're going to really see a huge difference just with those two things. Okay?
Okay, next one's from Sherry. Hi, Sherry.
Hello, Sherry.
What is a good salad dressing to use?
Oh, Sherry, that's such a beautiful question. And I'm big on this. There are two. Homemade, so easy to do. Okay, you can take apple cider vinegar and a little bit of olive oil, even amounts. Add 1 sprig of thyme, 1 sprig of rosemary, and 1 crushed garlic clove, a little salt and pepper. Amazing salad dressing. Amazing. And besides that, store-bought Primal Kitchen. That is the best quality made with avocado oil and no dirty ingredients. Primal Kitchen. It's expensive. Yes, it is. It is expensive. That's why I gave you that recipe so you can make your own. It's cheaper to make your own. But Primal Kitchen is the only store-bought salad dressing that I would recommend.
Thank you, Kim. I don't know how I missed Tiff's question, so I'm going to go back up to Tiff's
Let's
question.
go back. Let's get Tiffany.
We got to get her. We got to get her. How to handle bloating?
Oh, Tiffany, your gut needs a break, darling. That was my thing. Bloating was something that I have suffered with. I have been to a gastroenterologist. I've tried this. I've tried the colonics. I tried everything. None of it worked. You know what my answer was? Intermittent fasting. That's what you need to do. Simple answer. That is going to give your gut an amazing break. You're going to feel your stomach flat. You are going to be so thrilled. And if you're having trouble using the bathroom, there are things that you can do. Magnesium. There's one that you can get from Amazon. It's called Mag07. MAG07. It is the best magnesium supplement I've ever had. It was an answer to a prayer for me. It helps keep me regular. And between that and intermittent fasting, I don't have any problems. So try that.
So you don't do the gluten-free?
I am gluten-free. I don't do bread. I don't do rice. I don't do anything like that. If you have a gluten sensitivity, I would definitely suggest staying away from the gluten.
What about
I suggest
beans?
people beans, same thing. If you have any type of sensitivity with bloating, you might be carb sensitive. Maybe you don't have a gluten sensitivity. You might be carb sensitive. And to find out more on that, you and I need to have a conversation one-on-one. I can tell you exactly what you need to do to find out if you're carb sensitive.
Oh, Shantae, okay.
Call me. Get on that website. Get on that website. Send me a message and we'll have a conversation. It's free. Okay, and it'll be your time with me. Okay.
Oh, let me text Shantae.
Y'all better utilize this. I'm trying to told you, as the South says. I'm trying to told you. Okay, so let me get back to my list and make sure that I didn't skip anything. Okay, so I'm down to Jessica. Hi, Jessica.
Hey, Jessica.
What about thyroid medicines, hypothyroidism?
Hypothyroidism, I can send you a video, Jessica. If I get your contact information, I can send you a video that will give you a tremendous amount of information to help with that. Okay. I do not advocate being a doctor. I told you guys I'm not a doctor. I'm a nutritionist, so I know how to handle the food piece, but I have a video that will help you. Okay, but I need your contact information. Or if you want to go through my website and say, hey, Shantae, I need to talk to you more about this hypothyroidism deal. Here's my contact information. I will make sure you get what you need.
Got it. And I
Okay.
put a message down here.
Okay.
So if she doesn't reach out, then I'll reach out to her and make sure she's covered.
Perfect.
Also, next question is Sabrina. Hi, Sabrina.
Hey, Sabrina.
Best food or beverage to break intermittent fasting?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. When you go on my website to the Wellness Resources tab and download that free guide that I have there, it's going to explain all of that to you because that should be done strategically. That was a wonderful question and it's so important, especially if you have gut issues. If you break that fast the wrong way, you're not going to be a happy camper. Okay, so make sure you go and download that guide and it will explain exactly step by step how to do it.
Got it. That one, I think for Donna, okay, so Donna, I'm going to send her directly to you. I think I'll do that one on that one. Tiff, I'm going to send your info too for the video. Fietta. Okay, so it looks like a lot of people might want this video. So how about this? I
Mhm.
will send an email out because I am recording it. Actually, let me take that back.
Okay.
Should I send an email? Yeah, I'll send an email because some people, just in case someone didn't get the workbook,
Gotcha.
and I'll do a spreadsheet and get people's information and then send it to you so that you can send that info. That might be easiest
Sounds
for you. Then
good.
you're not
Yes,
overwhelmed. I
that
watch
would be
video. I
good.
would like the video. I also would love to have the video. Yeah, I'll do the spreadsheet because that's what I'm seeing. They want the video.
Okay.
And then Miranda, hey Miranda,
Miranda.
she said that she wants to hear the homemade salad recipe one more time.
All right. So you want to get you a jar. It'd be a mason jar, and you want to put in even amounts of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, and apple cider vinegar, even amounts. Okay, so whether that's 1/4 cup and 1/4 cup, whatever, how much you want to make. Okay, you want to get one thyme and rosemary. Okay, just pop off a little piece, rinse that off, put it in the mason jar, one sprig of each. Okay, one garlic clove, and just open it up, crush it, put it in the jar, salt and pepper, and shake it up and pour it on, honey. Delicious, and you don't have to worry about any dirty ingredients in there. It goes with everything. I'm telling you, I love it, and it's so easy, and it keeps well in the refrigerator. I
Got
usually
it. I
take
wrote
it
it
out,
down.
yeah, because the olive oil might get solidified just a little bit in the refrigerator. So before I use it, I just take it out the refrigerator maybe 30 minutes before I get my salad. That way it gets to room temperature.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote that one down. Looks like I don't have any more questions, but we have a little bit more
Okay.
time. So I'm just pulling from the workbook because something that I thought was really interesting that actually took me aback and made me think deeply
Okay.
is when you're talking about childhood.
Yes.
Can you, because we didn't really touch on that, can you talk about how you might have those negative feelings or, certain feelings about yourself that stem from childhood?
Yeah, we have to be careful what we tell our children because if you and your family might not mean any harm. They may not have meant, any harm. But if they say, "Oh, girl, look at that little chunky baby, that little chunky baby." As you grow up, all you hear is chunky baby. "Oh, girl, you're so fat and cute." You just called me fat, but you said I'm cute. That stays with you. It stays with you. And then your whole life you're thinking, "Oh, I might be pretty, but I'm fat." Your family has put that in you, and now you got to get it out. So again, our families mean well, they love us to death, but sometimes things can be said about us and it sticks with us and it's damaging. It can be damaging. So now you have to get the fat out of your head and think, "I'm beautiful. I'm thick and beautiful. I am wonderfully made." Okay? Just got to get that out your head. But yeah, childhood can jack some people up. And some families are nice, and then some families aren't so nice.
That was the one. That was the one. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Ooh, that's a trigger." Okay, well, there you
Yeah.
have it. And I didn't want to end this without going over that one. And then there was another one, make peace with food. And see, yeah, you got some amen hands. I don't know if you see it, but you got some
Yeah.
amen hands and some hearts.
You definitely got to make peace with food because I'm telling you, if you don't, you are going to be killing yourself all the time thinking, "Well, I can't have that. That's going to make me fat. I can't." Live your life. Live your life. What I teach you as a health coach is how do you live your life? Still have ice cream every now and then and be healthy. Okay? You can do it. You just have to learn to become an intuitive eater. You got to learn what your body's telling you. We weren't made to not eat ice cream, not have this or not have that. That's punishment. That's not what this is about. This is about learning how to have those things and still meet your goals.
Shantae, one of my problem is I try to do
Mhm.
right Monday through Thursday, and then when Friday, Saturday, and Sunday
Yes,
come,
baby.
my
So
life is my life is so
the weekend, baby. So what you can do is you can be super strict during the week. because you know on the weekend you about to cut loose. It's fine. It's fine, but you should still have boundaries. There should still be things, even though you cutting loose with food or whatever, there should still be a boundary that no matter what, you're not going to go above this. Okay? Because that's just going to make me feel too ill. My body just is going to be done if I do that. So there has to be a cutoff still. But during the week, you're going to intermittent fast. You're going to cut the sugar. You're not drinking soda. And then on maybe Saturday afternoon when you out, okay, you're going to get the fruity drink. Okay? Or you're going to get the dessert. Fine. Fine. Because you've done good all week. That one dessert, that one drink, that's not going to kill you. Okay? But you got to be good during the week now. Got to give your body something to work with.
Gotcha. Thank you. You've been wonderful.
All right.
I appreciate this.
Oh man, this is what I live for. I love it. Thank you all for having me. I really appreciate being here, and I hope to come back in the future.
All right, last chance for questions. Let me
Last
check the
chance.
Thank
chat.
you,
I saw
thank you,
somebody
thank you.
ask something about that salad dressing. It was Primal Kitchen. I think I saw someone ask what was the brand. Primal Kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah, don't go to Publix and get that. It's too expensive at Publix.
Someone
And,
just said they found it at
yeah,
Walmart for $5.88.
That's going to be the best price. Walmart or either Kroger, and try to catch it on sale and stock up when you find it. Stock
Gotcha.
up.
And ladies, so in case you didn't catch her website or her contact information, if you look on the very last page of the attachment, it has her Instagram, her Facebook, her website. I think your email is on there too. But anyway,
Yeah,
all
my
the
email address
information
is on there.
is on there. Okay. So all that information is, ooh, that's a good question. Ooh, is
Question.
accent
Good
good for
question.
you?
Is who?
Accent.
Oh, the seasoning?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't used accent in years, but I would tell you this. Flip it over, read the ingredients. Do you see monosodium glycisamate? I always struggle with saying that word. MSG. If it has MSG in it, throw it in the garbage. It is not good for you if it has MSG.
Because I think that was one that was in the news a few years ago because of the MSG, right?
Oh yeah,
I
MSG
think.
is jacking people up. It takes our brain hostage, and we wonder why we can't get healthy. We're fighting against all these chemicals. MSG is a man-made chemical. If Accent has it in there, toss it. If it doesn't, then you're probably good to go.
Any more questions? Let's just scroll up, make sure. Thoughts on multivitamins? What should we look out for? Ooh, good question. That was from Courtney.
Question about the multivitamins, because I don't know if you all are aware, but supplements are not regulated by the government like prescription drugs are. So they can put anything in your supplement and tell you that it's one thing when really it's another. Did you all know that? The government, the FDA, is not looking out for us with regard to supplements. So you got to be careful with the sources that you use. I trust one company, and I don't work for this man and I don't make money for him, but Dr. Eric Berg. As a matter of fact, the video that I'm going to send out with regards to the hyperthyroidism, it's him. This man is amazing. He is absolutely amazing. His product line, I use it personally. I believe in it. I've seen what it can do. And I have also used store-bought brands. And then you're wondering, is this thing working? I'm taking this vitamin D. Is it working? I don't see no signs of it working. His stuff, I see signs of it working. So I believe in his products. There are other good products out there, I'm sure, but I can speak on his personally because that's all I use.
Donna said, how is good salt?
Huh? Say again?
Good salt.
What's a good salt?
Donna, is that a brand?
Good salt?
Mm-hmm. She said, how is good salt?
I think, is she asking what's a good type of salt? Because there's so many different types of salt out there. Is that what your question is, Donna?
Let's see. Give her. Oh, she said, too much salt.
He
Oh, there she is.
he just sorry. He
It's
just
okay.
puts salt before he eats.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to taste the food.
That's so true. I had a stepdad like that. Same thing. He had high blood pressure and it was out of
And
control.
he does.
Yeah, he has to stop that. And what type of salt do you use, Donna? Because
I
that
ju-
matters too.
I don't. He.
It-
Well, I
Is
got
it just
pink
regular table salt?
No, I got pink salt.
Uh-huh.
I've got regular salt,
Mm-hmm.
everything, but he just salts before he eats.
Yeah, that salt is dangerous. The type of salt matters, definitely. Pink Himalayan salt is excellent. Sea salt is excellent. You got to be
I've
careful
got
with
sea
the salt thing because they got a lot of salt scams going on out there too. So be careful with the type of salt that you get. But you got to have a talk with your husband and tell him stop salting his food like that. He has got to stop that.
Before he eats it. I'm like,
Yeah.
you've got to taste it first because
Gotta
it's
taste it
50
first.
milligrams in it,
Yes. Yes.
if not more.
So that's some training, Donna. You got to train him. You got to train him.
You can't train a husband.
I
Okay,
had another
thank you, though.
question.
You're welcome.
I just put
Yogurts.
the one about the yogurts.
Okay. So with yogurt, that's another one. Yogurt is loaded in sugar. So the best yogurts are going to be Greek because Greek yogurt is going to affect your gut differently. It's healthier for your gut. So go with Greek yogurt. You want to go with unsweetened, of course, unsweetened and unflavored. If they put vanilla in there, that's a GMO type flavoring that they're going to put in there. So just get regular Greek unsweetened. And if you can, grass-fed, which means the cows, the milk that they got for this yogurt is from a high-quality cow source. Grass-fed Greek. Stonyfield is the best brand that I have found, and it's actually reasonably priced. But Stonyfield also has other types of yogurt, so make sure it's the Greek yogurt. And then what you want to do is you want to add your own sweetener. I use monk fruit. It's by a company called Lancanto. It's in a red bag. You can get that stuff from almost anywhere. It looks like sugar, but it's made from a plant, okay? So you can sweeten it yourself, add your own blueberries and strawberries, maybe some nuts, and it's nice and thick and creamy. It's going to be way better than any store-bought stuff. Make it yourself by just getting the Greek and adding your own stuff to it.
How about adding like granola or something to it?
It depends on if you're carb sensitive. If you're carb sensitive, leave the granola off, but there are low carb ways to make granola.
Hmm. And then oatmeals.
Oh, oatmeals. No. Let me tell you about oatmeal. First of all, oatmeal can have its place. Okay, it can have its place, but I would need to talk with the person specifically, find out what their blood sugars are doing to determine if oatmeal is for them. Some people can eat it, others can't because they struggle with blood sugar issues.
Hmm.
Okay, so it really depends on if you're struggling with that blood sugar. If you are, then oatmeal is not a good option for you, even though it can be healthy for other folks.
Okay.
We got two
Hello?
more questions.
All right, let's take the last two. What's the first of the
Well-
last two?
Well, I just heard someone. I'm not sure if this is like Zoom and it'll cut us off at 4. I'm not 100%.
Okay,
But
so
whoever's
I'll try to make it
talking,
quick. Oral collagen supplements. The best collagen is going to be from bone broth. Bone broth, make your own bone broth. That's the best collagen you could ever have. Now, how do you feel about protein powders? Do your research. A lot of them are loaded with sugar and all these horrible ingredients. Make sure that it's pea protein instead of whey protein, which is inflammatory. Soy protein is inflammatory. You want to do pea protein, organic if possible. Okay. There are a bunch of brands out there. You just got to flip that joker over and do some reading and make sure it's nice and clean ingredients. Okay. Plant-based
Right.
meals.
yeah.
Okay. The plant-based meals. Now, I got a lot of thoughts on the plant-based meals, but I don't want us to get cut off.
Yeah, it looks like we're safe, but we'll let that be the last question. Okay.
Okay. Plant-based meals is the last question. There are a lot of dirty ingredients in plant-based meals. Okay, so the whole thing is if you want to be vegan, okay, great. Veganism can be great. Okay, you have to make sure that the ingredients in this plant-based meal is clean. It has to be clean. Are they using chemicals? If you're not using meat, what are you using? What is that? Is it chemically lined? Is it chemically based? Is it going to cause some type of intestinal disruption? So I went to the grocery store and I did my own research and I did the Impossible Burger. I read it. There's another one. I can't remember the name of it. But when I flipped it over after reading the third ingredient, I said, this is not for me. It is not for me. It is not clean eating at all. At all. So I would say make your own vegan burger at home from black beans and all these lovely ingredients that you can create your own at home, and then you'll know what's in it. Okay? So that's the last question, ladies. It's 4 o'clock. It was so wonderful. Thank you so much again for inviting me. And I'm glad we didn't have any technical issues that jacked us up.
I know. If they knew what we went through,
I know.
y'all don't understand how much we went through trying to get teams together because we are Zoom girls. But
Yes, we're Zoom girls.
but we worked it out. And there was something on here where they said they wanted to do some more of these. She does have a lot of modules. It was just the one that we chose for this particular event. However, Coach Tate is interested. She's good with coming back and doing these more often. So if y'all are interested and y'all are good with it, we'll do it.
Yes.
So please email me and let me know if that's a consensus, then we'll try to do this a little bit more often. Okay. Thank you so much for supporting. I will email out a spreadsheet to get people's contact information so that I can send it to her, and then she can do the thyroid, the hypothyroidism video.
Yes.
And then also I'll put her contact information so you all can get your consultation, because if it's free, get your time in while you got your chance. Okay.
Jump on it.
All right. Thank
All
y'all
right,
so
ladies.
much.
Thank you. Bye. Everybody have a great day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.